What's up, everybody? It's Disthunder again from the Foosh, and it's Mezco review time again. This time we're going to be taking a look at Atticus Doom, Necromagus Prime of the Rumble Society. And you'd be forgiven for not knowing because he has that kind of deep lore feel to him, but this is an original character that borrows heavily from H.P. Lovecraft Eldritch horror stories. So, presumably, Atticus Doom was once an explorer who sought out to find the lost city of Relia, and through fate or happenstance, he did, and he came into contact with the Great Old One, the priest Cthulhu, and he was either bestowed or stole some of those powers from him and returned to civilization. He comes with this great little comic book that actually creates more questions than answers, but it does give us a little bit of information on the accessories, which will come in handy. So we'll start with Atticus Doom himself here, enjoying a good smoke at his desk and holding his copy of the Tamna Zaraza, a presumably ancient tome that contains the secrets of the old gods as written down by some prehistoric tribe. I suppose the turban counts as an accessory as well, and that has the Leviathan particle in the front there. It's like a stone pendant that allows him to cast cosmic darkness spells and move objects into the great abyss. I suppose the other thing that would count as an accessory in the traditional sense would be his goblin shalag, or walking stick, which contains the spirit of some godforsaken goblin from some dark forest, probably somewhere in Eastern Europe. And it's that nice healthy mix of, Eastern European mythology and eldritch horror. Gives this thing a very distinct aesthetic, which fits really good in Rumble Society, I think. The rest of his accessories probably count more as alternate hand pieces, and the coolest one by far is this portal effect that I'm showing here with the Medusa hand. The Medusa hand obviously would turn objects into stone or paralyze them upon touching. But this is deceptively simple, but it works fantastic. It's just a piece that attaches to the wrist of the figure, and then the other piece with a little bit of sleeve on it that can go on this freestand that you can move around so he can grab objects from across the room. He also comes with another pair of those clever Dr. Fate armature parts that you can use for spellcasting effects. And like Dr. Fate, they'll just clip onto his forearms, or I think you can actually put them on the display stand if you want to as well. But so you combine that, like the flame eye effects, the smoke effects, the book, you can have him doing all kinds of crazy occult stuff. And that makes for a pretty damn distinctive shelf presence, I would think. He also comes with a second head, the Mantle of Madness, which of course is the visage of the Great Old One Cthulhu himself. And you compare that with the Cthulhu Fraction hand. I actually think it's supposed to just be his left hand, but you can use both. He has a bendy arm one and a fixed position one. And so of course you use both those in the head, that changes the look of the figure completely. And the last two specialty hands would be the Nebulous Claw and the Cindered Palm. The claw is actually articulated, it does pivot in and out. And since it's the same either way, I think you can use it left or right. I think it works fine either way. Now, the Cinder Palm is a dedicated left hand and includes a fire effect made just for it. And that could be used to summon souls from the Lake of Fire and briefly raise the dead. For pretend, you weirdos, you can't really raise the dead with these figures. Before I get into articulation, I just wanted to show you the Philosopher's Oculus, which is inside of that brain underneath the turban, and that is somewhat articulated as well. You can move around a little bit. So I think Atticus Doom is making use of the Doc Nocturnal body here, which means he's a little on the small side, but he is very articulated. Double elbows and knees, double neck joint, double torso joint, the works. And while he's wearing, obviously, more like a late Victorian, early 20th century clothing, nothing really seems to get in the way that much. I also really like his little beetle boots there. Those are cool. And I suppose you could count the belt on his coat and the bottom wire as articulated as well. For comparison's sake, here is the MDX blade and the original Black Series V1 body Stormtrooper, who he's almost the exact same height as. And I like the variation in height on these Rumble Society guys. It means you have guys like Captain Nemo and Baron Benz on the bigger side, and then Atticus Doom and Doc Knocker on the smaller side, and Gomez kind of right in the middle. I also think he pairs very well with the Mezco Hellboy that we received last year for the movie from 2019. being a likewise investigator of the occult and also the massive Lovecraftian overtones in all of the early Hellboy comics. So overall, I would put Atticus Doom pretty high on my recommend list just because of how unusual this figure is and how distinctive he is in any collection, not just if you're a 112 Rumble Society guy. I understand he is currently on the waitlist, so that means never say never. As I've said almost every time, waitlist pays dividends for me. I recommend doing it regardless. And if this little video helped convince you to get on said waitlist, I did my job. So thank you to Mezco Toys. Thank you to you guys as always. And I will catch you on the next video. Take care.